Well, now, all this week, students across Leicester and Leicestershire have been graduating in the big wide world. After 3 or more years knuckling down to their studies, combined perhaps with just a bit of partying, I'm sure, many will be looking for jobs, some for apprenticeships, others off travelling or for further education, whatever it might be. And if it's work graduates, well, thereafter, it's fair to say that prospects for job hunters right now do not look bright. But one local company boasts a manager and workforce of solely recent graduates. It's a successful company that's doing business in a very different way, as BBC Radio Leicester's Elanor Garnier has been to find out.
So this is the trampoline we have in our warehouse, and just upstairs in our sales room we've also got a makeshift tennis court, a bit of rock band on the Wii.
You'd be forgiven for thinking I've come to a gym to do this interview. Yes, that is the sound of a trampoline. And yes, this is the managing director of Lions Rampant taking a bit of downtime in his office.
I'm Richard. Richard Hurtley. The company is called Lions Rampant, and I am the managing director.
And this isn't just any old company. This one is a little bit different.
Firstly, we're all really keen on sport, and everyone plays sport, loves sport, and I think there's influence in all of our products, and that really helps us. The other major thing is the fact that I'm not standing here wearing a suit and tie. I'm here in my shorts, my flip-flops and my T-shirt, just because that's the sort of thing I would generally wear, and it just so happens to be very close to our market in terms of age. And as the grandpa of the company at 25, I can still just about get away with that.
That's right. Richard, the MD, is 25 and one of the oldest people working in the clothing company, selling high-end socks and sporty clothes. He says banks and building societies should sit up and take a bit more notice of young people and their ideas.
Ultimately, those people are going to be wealth creators and job creators, and that's what we need in this society, especially in this point in time. So I just hope that banks and institutions will open their eyes to the fact that young people aren't just naive little people who are just looking to try and make a quick buck. They're actually quite ambitious, and a lot of them have got a lot of abilities they can bring to their own business, let alone other people's.
As for business meetings, do Richard and his team discuss the company's accounts over a bounce or two on the trampoline?
I wish. I think having all these beautiful props around and being able to use a lot of these fun things is great, but the reality is we're all very busy, and we do sit round tables, unfortunately, and talk about boring things, unfortunately, that need to be talked about.
So behind the fun, there's a serious undertone, which is why the company's been able to expand over recent months.
Officially on our books, we now have 19 people, including our event staff. So, yeah, and 3 months ago we had 1. So,
And it's here in Leicester where Lions Rampant has made a new home, moving into its new warehouse on Saffron Lane. They've got backing from 2 Tigers players and sourced loads of their products from the city. And part of that expansion is down to taking on interns.
I found it quite difficult, seeing as with the economic climate this year, the people that were offering jobs last year that were paid, this year they're not paid. And also the abundance of people now. There are more universities that are offering like year placements, so the competition is really high and ridiculous this year.
21-year-old intern Natasha Richardson's at Bournemouth University, but is moving up to Leicester to spend a year working with Lions Rampant as part of her degree.
We've seen a marked increase in the productivity in certain areas in the business, and a lot of it's been down to them, and they've learnt a lot, hopefully, during it, and hopefully they've enjoyed it at the same time. So I think people have got to be a bit more proactive now, and they can't just sit there expecting things to happen. You have to go out there, and I think that is actually quite a healthy thing.
Doesn't that sound cool? I think we should get a trampoline in the office. What a fun company. That was BBC Radio Leicester's Elanor Garnier at the office of the clothing company Lions Rampant, www.lionsrampant.com. Some of your thoughts coming in about...